Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is called Steel. We are here in Bareahard during the evening, still trying to talk to everyone in town before heading in for the night and reporting on all of our tasks that we've done today. But before we continue with that, there was something in the comments that I wanted to check out, because we're talking about the cafeteria in Oroc's fort, and that there might be some NPCs I haven't talked to yet. Well, I did talk to them in the previous episode, but during that conversation I did think, well, it is evening now, so maybe that changed. So maybe we should go back and have a look. But this is what happened when I tried. It's probably not the best idea to go out to the highway this late. We should return to the hotel then. So there is no possibility for us going back during the evening. So was there a possibility to go there when we were walking back from the fortress? Maybe, but we're past that point now. So let's continue on with the two regions we still need to check out before going back to the hotel. And that's of course the square itself and of course the noble quarters. So let's go right ahead, because we did do Artisan Lane completely last time. It did switch up some of our ornaments just to be a little bit better than what we had before. Open up a few slots with all of the separate we've gained, and the few that I needed, we didn't get much of that just yet. But yeah, let's see what the people have to say about it. Here. Oh, alright. I should be making my way back home now. I wouldn't want a delicious meal that my butler is no doubt in the middle of preparing to go to waste. Yeah, I cook my own meals. I don't have a butler yet. It's beginning to get dark, Lord Jesus. Perhaps you might consider returning to your hotel soon? Maybe. Good day, everyone. There's nothing out of the ordinary to report here at the guardhouse. Alright, good to know. Besides all those tanks we've been seeing on the road. Oh, we made arrangements to go to see Duke Alberea, but these two just won't behave. I did expect this to be the case though. Oh well, you just have to stay home this year too. Such a thing too. I was just looking forward to finally introducing them to him. Let me show you what we do back home. Actually, I can't. It's too funny. We will never guess what happened. Cattell lost our ball, so we started looking for it, but then Persimmon found it for us. We went into the house because Mommy and Daddy were busy, and then some strangers came along. Now Big Sis is going out. No fair. Well, maybe if you behaved, you would be coming with. Alright, let's check the house, see if we're allowed. Apologies for all the rushing about. We plan on making our way to the Duke's residence soon. After all, I must report to him, even if briefly, on the status of the land he's left in my charge. Have you finished cleaning in front of the house, Persimmon? We wouldn't want the Duke to be associated with people who leave their mansion dusty, after all. Arrangements with the Duke have now been made. He said to make our way over during the evening. Certainly. Please bear with me a moment. Although more importantly, I believe that you should be getting ready yourself, Master Hancock. Yes, the conversation between nobles is not like our conversations. Alright, no one here. Anyone upstairs? Oh goodness, I almost forgot our gift for the Duke. We procured some good septium from our mines this year, so we decided to bring some along for the Duke. And while it doesn't compare to the septium from more established mines, we can simply show up empty-handed. Oh goodness, I almost forgot our gift for the Duke. And that's it here. Alright, let's see what will happen if we go to Lord Juice's estate. I know he doesn't want to be there, but I do want to see the reaction of the guard. Lord Rufus informed us that you would be staying at the Hotel Esmeralda. Good night, Lord Justice. It's nice and simple. Nice big house. What would you like to have for dinner, sir? I'm not entirely sure. You don't seem to have much of an appetite, truth be told. Perhaps you should partake in a light meal instead, then. How does roasted duck with some truffles for dessert sound? Ah, quite fine. Let's go with that. Doesn't sound like to me. Perhaps for a greedy noble it is. Perhaps my appetite was affected by that stone. Oh, Rose, don't forget the wine. A good meal is always accompanied by some 62-year-old El Wow. Very good, sir. Alright, yeah. Eating a gemstone, I can rest assured that will weigh pretty heavily on your stomach. Oh, on top of being an avid art collector, Master Gorty also considers him a gourmet. Preparing food for him is always a hassle due to this. Alright, some people upstairs maybe? Not an actual door, they didn't build the set outright. Alright, that's it for the noble quarter. Let's head back to the center point and look all around. Before heading in, of course. Oh my, the sunset makes the city even more beautiful. I can't miss this opportunity to take a picture. This city really is pretty, but it takes its toll on my heart. There are so many nobles, and I keep getting assaulted by nerves whenever we pass by one. I can imagine so. Oh, Duke Cayenne of Lamar province, who is effectively the faction's leader, is said to be quite a gaudy one. Meanwhile, Duke Alberea believes that he stands above all others. And those two get along as well as oil and water. It's interesting to see two dukes in opposition to one another. Of course, those of us here will always take Duke Alberea's side. Duke Alberea and Duke Cayenne don't seem to get along very well. Of course, those of us will always stand by Duke Berea's side. And they're not only saying that because Jusus is with us. I'm waiting for my father to return from his business meeting. I did consider sightseeing on my own, but decided against it. I guess I'm a bit of a coward. Kashoo! I'm acting like an airship. Can't you tell? Absolutely not. Speed up, Kashoo! Oh, come along now, Vino. It's time for us to go home. Come along now. Alright. Ah, that truly was a fantastic mass. I'd like to come along every day during my stay here. Oh, the mass here truly was an entirely different experience from elsewhere. There was so much to learn from the Archbishop's sermon too. I'm sure there was. I'm so sorry I missed it myself. Oh, once social standing is irrelevant where faith in ideals is concerned. A certain turning point in my life led me to believe this too. While the class system may be prevalent within Erebonia, it doesn't serve as a means to judge people's value. Of course. Because the one above all will judge you upon your person and not about your social status. At least I hope so. Our only enemy is our lack of faith. Today's mass was splendid as always. As such, I must continue to offer my prayers. Go ahead. Our only enemy is a lack of faith. Today's mass was splendid as always. As such, I must continue my prayers. No one here seems to have seen anyone resembling Lady Annabelle either. Perhaps she truly isn't in Bareahard after all. The very least I can do for now is pray for her safety. Yeah, and hope that she doesn't lose her wallet anymore. No one here, yes. Our cathedral is listed in many tourist guides, it would seem. The publicity ensures we have a steady stream of people visiting. I hope these visitors will take the chance to deepen their faith here. Bareahard Cathedral has a long history behind it. As a result, it has played a role in wars too. Many people fled here to seek shelter during the War of the Lions. It was they who painted the fresco on the wall here even. I do hope you can all feel the emotion that they must have poured into its creation. While it may serve as an interesting sight for tourists nowadays, many emotions were poured into this painting. I do hope you can feel all of them. Yeah, it is a very beautiful fresco, I must say. Maybe at some point we get to learn the meaning of it a little bit more. Alright. Only thing left to do is go to Jus's favorite restaurant. Our second floor is for exclusive use of those who are of nobility. We apologize, but everyone must remain on the first floor. Your head really does serve as a collection of random facts. Watch out, dear. Your sauce is starting to drip everywhere. Oh my, I'm terribly sorry. Marl, do you know what the Crucian province's most defining trait is? Enlighten me. It's the fact that it's the closest province to Calvert, our sworn enemies. There was once a road that led east of Bareahard all the way to Calvert. That road is long gone, however, and now the area is home to Oryx Fort. So could it be that in the past Oryx Fort was actually like a halfway station between Erebonian and Calvert? They just closed it up and made it into an actual fort? Maybe. I did think they mentioned that it wasn't near any of the borders, so maybe not. Are you sure you're alright with sitting down here on the first floor? We are nobility after all. We're not. My family isn't exactly influential. That aside, let's get down to business. I actually received an order. Oh, that's wonderful news. Your negotiation skills are exceptional. The owner noticed I wasn't doing so well and taught me some table manners. I have to admit, that was a lifesaver. It's really expensive here, but the staff is kind, so I'm glad I chose this place in the end. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Justus likes it here too. This is the first time we've had such an extravagant date. This might be the only time we get to do so too. Yeah, cause this is way above his pay grade. Way above. This restaurant's pretty popular amongst nobles. Hammond's cooking is good enough to leave even the most influential ones quiet, while they appreciate just how good it is. Made me proud to be a student. I hope I can match his skill one day. There's not a person in this world who can say a bad thing about Hammond's cooking. Makes me proud to be a student. I hope I can match his skill one day. Just end results, no recipes, of course. The study of cooking and pursuit of new taste is never-ending. Even I still continue to learn new things. Continuing to pursue new knowledge is what allows me to satisfy the nobles' ever-changing tastes. The study of cooking and pursuit of new taste is never-ending. Even I continue to learn new things. Continuing to pursue new knowledge is what allows me to satisfy the ever-changing taste. This would have been the perfect opportunity to teach me a new recipe. Oh well. You know about the attitude commoners from Heimdallr have towards us nobles, do you not? Meanwhile, my daughter's at the age where she's highly impressionable. I understand what you mean. You want her friends to at least be someone who realizes their place within our class system. Exactly. There seems to be more and more people whose ties to the Reformist enters that academy too. Are you talking about Thors? Try not to be too concerned. It'll be a shame to let all this perfectly good food to waste after all. It's almost dinner time. I hope you all enjoy your meals. I hope so too. I think that is it for the restaurant. Let's get out through the same way we got in. Nothing left. Let's go back to the hotel. End the day's field study and return to the hotel. Return to the hotel. We checked all the quests, the optionals and the mandatory ones, and we completed all of them. We even got a book at the cafeteria at the Orcs Fort before heading over to report there, so I think it was a successful field study day. So let's return. That's father. What? I'm pretty sorry for not coming to greet you, father. Although I'm here, but for a short time, I, Juices, have returned to... Enough. Duke Alberea. As I informed Rufus, you may do as you wish while you're here. However, you will do nothing that brings shames upon myself nor upon the Alberea name. Please be ever mindful of your position and what you represent. Yes, father. Would it be too much to ask for you to introduce yourself to my classmate? I have no time for pleasantries. Should I require anything of you, you will be contacted. What a douche! Juices just wanted to introduce him to his classmates. Not even that little thing for his son he was willing to do. What was that all about? P, that's not really... That was the almighty Duke Alberea, wasn't it? The head of one of the 4 great houses and the man in charge of this entire province. Indeed. And by some strange twist of fate, my father as well. Uses. I've spoken out of turn. Forget I said that. Today's workload has made me hungry. Shall we return to our rooms, then find something to eat? That sounds good to me. I'm starving. At this point, Rean and the others returned to their rooms for a much-needed shower. Then, after a short rest, they headed to a restaurant in the center plaza for dinner. Yes, his favorite place.
The breeze here feels wonderful.
The food was delicious too.
Agreed.
I can see why this restaurant is popular with the nobles. Do you dine here often, Eustace?
I do. The chef has been good to me since I was a child. I was practically raised on this food.
How typical. Even in your dining habits, you nobles subsist on unnecessary luxury. Though I can't deny the quality of the food.
It wasn't just tasty, but warm too.
Yes, for a high-class restaurant, the chef seems to have used a lot of very healthy ingredients. Perhaps he's doing his part to ensure Eustace stays in good health.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wonder what Group B is doing right now.
We had this exact same conversation in our group last month, too. I'm sure they're hard at work over in St. Ark. Probably nothing to worry about.
It was Celtic for you last month, right? So you were thinking of us on the first night?
Yeah. After dinner, we were wondering how Group B was getting on. Dare I ask?
Well...
Splendidly.
Nowhere near as peacefully as now. This is a big improvement.
I kind of figured that much.
We are doing much better this time. That much is true.
Huh? And I'm sure our reports will reflect that.
It is an improvement, though I'm not convinced it's good enough.
I agree, Juices, but small improvements should also be acknowledged. Because even those slight little things will work towards the betterment of the group.
It's not?
I'm certain Group B gave their absolute best in all of their tasks today. But can we honestly say the same? That we could have done no better? And I'm referring not just to the monster encounter, but to the handling of our other tasks as well.
We'll just have to try and make up for it in the day we have left. Besides, we had the chance to catch sight of a far bigger problem.
Yes, that's true.
First we find out taxes are rising throughout the province. Then we find out the military is being expanded on a grand scale. Don't even try to tell me the two aren't related.
Oh, they are related, definitely. Because you need money to increase your army, and the taxes delivers that money.
I have no intention of denying it. But you're only looking at one side of the coin. Exactly how many Oxen tanks do you think the Imperial Army has under their control?
Well,
100 or 2, I'd guess.
Precisely. The Imperial Army's military capabilities are enormous. This nation has one of the most powerful armed forces on the continent, and roughly 70% of it is under the Chancellor's control. Tell me, how is the Noble Alliance supposed to counter that?
They can't. If it ever came out to a war between the two, the Noble Alliance would be crushed within minutes.
So you're suggesting that's why the Provincial Army needs to bolster its forces?
Considering both sides are comprised of Erebonians, it all seems so wasteful.
Ah, the travails of youth! How noble and beautiful they are!
Blue blank? It has to be. No one talks about nobility and beauty like he does. Yeah.
It's you.
Baron Blue Blanc, I believe?
Ha ha! It's such an honor that you would remember a mere baron. I see you've completed a hard day's work already. How splendid!
I love his voice. I really do.
yes, nearly.
What about you?
Alas, I have yet to be blessed with the fateful encounter I seek. The search for beauty is filled with perils and obstacles, yet that is precisely what makes it all so beautiful.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay.
This conversation takes such a different meaning to me because I played Trails of the Sky. Because if you haven't, you think it's just another noble trying to intervene, maybe because Jusis is here. We, on the other hand, know for what kind of organization he works and what person he is. Oh, that's actually really nice.
I most certainly will. Though it truly is a pity that the clear air of this verdant city should be tinged, if but faintly, with the scent of steel. I'd heard that Duke Alberea was a man of many interests, but I was unaware he counted playing with fire among them. I don't condemn him for it, though, for only by playing with fire can one create fireworks. Would you not agree, my friends?
True. And fireworks can produce some very different kind of beauty.
I don't like your implications.
And I think this whole line of conversation is a little inappropriate.
Oh, please do pardon me, young lady. I meant no harm, I assure you. I wish you well on your remaining day here. May you reveal to me the beauty I seek by its end.
And there it is. Something is gonna be stolen tomorrow, isn't it? By the Phantom Thief, and we need to get it back. This is almost like an invitation to that.
Be it the lovely luster of success or the sad splendor of failure.
Who does he think he is? This is why I can't stand nobles.
I thought you might say that. If it makes you feel better, though, I have my doubts as to whether that man truly is a noble to begin with.
What?
His behavior seems so exaggerated. Almost as if he's trying to act like the quintessential noble. Like he's fulfilling the stereotype.
He probably is.
Yeah, something about him feels off to me, too. But what's even stranger... is that he knew we only have one day left here. You're right.
We told him of our field study, but never once did we divulge how long we intended to remain here.
Between him and that silver object, we've been crossing paths with a lot of strange people today.
Well, tomorrow's the end of our stint here. We can't let ourselves get distracted. We still have a lot to do.
True, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some tasks tomorrow too that we need to fulfill. And of course, being a new day, we have a lot of people to talk to too.
That's right. We have to do our group proud.
Exactly.
We should return to the hotel and begin work on our reports then.
In the dead of night, working on their reports before bed. Oh no, they're already in bed. Okay.
Can't get to sleep?
I could ask you the same. You aren't going to tell me the bed's too hard for you, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I've never slept in a bed this high class in my life. Not even back at home.
And yet you're the son of Baron Schwarzer. You've not lived the life one might expect of a boy from a noble family.
Yeah, that's just how my dad is. A lord should live like his people, not above them. That's how he always put it.
Which is a very good saying for a noble.
I see. It sounds as though you have a good family.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my upbringing.
Aren't you going to ask? I assumed you'd be curious about that brief exchange with my father earlier.
I'm sure he's curious, but it would be rude to ask, isn't it?
I wasn't really sure you'd want me to bring that up. You obviously get along really well with your brother, but I didn't get that same sense with the Duke. Has he always been like that?
As far back as I can remember. I suppose he just has little respect for a son born to a commoner.
What?
My brother and I have different mothers. He was born of my father's legal wife, a noble who still lives to this day. My own mother, however, was a commoner, and she passed away 8 years ago. In other words, I am his bastard son.
I had no idea. So, was that chef we met earlier?
He's my uncle, on my mother's side.
Ah, that explains a lot on why he's so good to Usis.
Perhaps that's why he's always been so good to me. Or perhaps he's simply compelled to treat me as I deserve to be treated, being the son of the Duke.
No, that can't be. I don't blame you for being a little cynical, but there's no need to be quite so hard on yourself.
I suppose you're right.
I'm sure you have your differences, but you do get along with your brother, right?
You could say that. He's treated me well ever since I was taken in 8 years ago. He was the one who taught me my swordsmanship, and who trained me in the ways of court etiquette.
I knew it.
Pardon?
There's just something honest, I guess you could say, about the way you fight. It shows that whoever taught you was someone you really trusted. When we first met him this afternoon, I had a hunch he might have been the one. What's wrong?
Nothing at all.
He's probably thinking, Rean, you're way too perceptive.
You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
I get that a lot.
Is your injury from this afternoon on the mend?
It's fine, honestly. There's no pain, and the wound's closed up like it was never there. I'll have to be sure to thank Emma's grandmother for her help someday.
That's good to hear. Still, from where I stand, you are something of a danger to yourself.
Willing to sacrifice himself to help others, I'm sure.
I am?
On the day of the entrance ceremony, when the trapdoor opened beneath us, you acted instantly to protect Elisa. It wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
Ah.
In most cases, one would reflexively act to protect himself. It's part of man's natural survival instinct. Yet you put another before yourself, not even pausing to question the validity of that decision. And you did exactly the same thing with us today. I'm sure most people would see that as an act of selflessness and sing your praises for it. But to me, it comes across as abnormal, perhaps even twisted.
Yeah, I think he means that the fact that he doesn't even think about his own safety means that he doesn't value his own life in any regard, but I'm pretty sure that's not it. At least I hope not.
I don't know how to respond to that. I wasn't expecting you to see through me quite so clearly.
Well, I owed you as much for having seen through me first. Still, the point stands. You need to be more cognizant of the effects your actions have on those around you. If not for your health and for your reputation, that selflessness of yours can just as easily be perceived as arrogance after all.
Well, that is true.
I know it can. And you're not the first person to tell me that. What's the point in saving others if you can't spare even a moment to save yourself? That's what my old master always used to say to me.
Was it now?
The perfect bro moment. Right there.
I suppose we both have some things we need to work through.
Yeah, but for now, we need to get a good night's sleep. If we stay up too late tonight, we're going to be dead to the world tomorrow, and that wouldn't be fair to the others.
I agree. It wouldn't be fair. To the girls, at least.
Machias, however, he's still on the fence about that one.
I'd hate to be so tired as to limit my potential.
Hear, hear. Good night, Eustace.
Pleasant dreams.
You heard that? Maybe this will make him understand Eustace a little bit more, and maybe open up himself to the others as well. For friendship. Or at least a little bit of it. Aw, that's it. No extra point for that book we found. Alright, 92. So we are well on our way to B3. Well, we at least need to get into the A rankings, definitely.
Keep up the good work.
I'm doing my best. Okay, field study day 2. Here's the envelope Lord Rufus entrusted to me. Please take it and study its contents well. Thank you. Much appreciated. If you'll excuse me then, should you require anything further, please do not hesitate to let me know. Alright, let's see what my brothers has given us for today. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious. Assigned task. Just 2, that's not too bad. North Croson Highway Monster. We have received word that a dangerous monster roams the North Croson Highway. This is bad news for our hotel, so may I ask someone to please take care of it? A Venus man-trap. Location, the stone bridge leading towards Keldic on the North Croson Highway. Cashlu, GM of Hotel Esmeralda. Alright. Seemed easy enough. A bite of nostalgia. Owner Hammond. I'd like to request someone's help in gathering a number of ingredients I need to make a particularly nostalgic dish. For more details, come to me at Socier, a restaurant in the Central Plaza. Hammond. Oh, we'll definitely need to do that. Because I hope maybe we learn some more between him and Eustace, of course. Another well-balanced assortment. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rufus had predicted what happened yesterday from the very start. You're saying he intended to give us a first-hand look at the problems between the nobles and the commoners? If that's true, I'm impressed. His reputation is well earned. Sure, it does seem that way. I believe that's enough talk about my brother. We have only one day left before we must depart on our return voyage to Trista. We should set out as...
Eustace Albarea.
What is it, Machias Regnitz?
Machias Regnitz.
I will accept no more failures. Today, we will form a combat link.
What?
As much as I may dislike you, I'm ashamed that we were unable to do what every other member of our class has accomplished. Today's monster extermination request seems as good a chance as any to make up for yesterday's failure. What did you say?
You really are simple-minded, aren't you? I suppose you overheard our conversation last night and feel some kind of affinity toward me now?
He did. If it may help work out that linkage problem between you two, just take it.
Nonsense! I did no such thing! I was fast asleep while you yammered on about your family and Rean and...
Brilliant way to cover it up, Machias. Brilliantly done.
Machias.
That's pretty conclusive.
Very well. I accept. I'll be happy to show you what a proper combat link looks like.
We'll see about that.
Hey, if their fighting changes into a rivalry, I'll accept that. Because rivals can challenge each other to become better.
Fortunately, I have more than enough generosity of spirit to endure being paired with an arrogant noble like you.
Maybe today's field study will go more smoothly than yesterday's after all.
We can only hope.
Lord Eustace.
Arno? What brings you here? I would have expected you to be at my father's side.
I'm terribly sorry I could not greet you upon your arrival yesterday. However, I have come today in the capacity of an escort.
An escort? To where? I'm sure you must be aware that I returned to Bareahard purely as part of a field study for my academy work.
But of course. However, His Grace has directly requested that I escort you to the mansion.
Oh.
So I would be most appreciative if you'd accompany me without delay.
Father? He showed no signs of desiring my company when we spoke yesterday.
I am in no position to question or oppose his orders, merely to obey them. I'm sure you understand.
He does understand, but it's just weird.
Though while I hesitate to speculate, I do wonder if His Grace may feel some regret regarding his demeanor yesterday.
But...
Go with him. We can attempt to form a combat link another time.
We'll be able to handle the morning's tasks just fine on our own. Don't worry about us.
Oh, and I wanted Machias and Eustace to work on their linking.
Ha! You've come all the way back to your hometown. It would be a shame not to visit with your family, right?
Agreed.
Are you certain? Very well. I'll return this afternoon. And though I will worry as to how you'll fare without me, I know you'll at least give it your best, for what that's worth.
Of course we will.
All right. Let's meet back in the hotel lobby around noon. If something comes up, just leave a message at the front desk.
Understood. Lead the way, Arno.
Gladly, sir. Please excuse us.
Well, let's get started. We wouldn't want to give Eustace any further reason to worry, now would we?
Hell no.
Huh, certainly not. Still...
What? What is it? If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
No, they're just happy that he finally is trying to treat Eustace like a normal person.
She's probably thinking, the worst is over, and it's all thanks to your eavesdropping.
Good boy.
Goodbye. I love Fee.
Stop that! Stop looking at me like I'm some hapless babe! Rean, you do know I still haven't completely forgiven you for lying, don't you?
Oh, do not even try that, Machias. It's not gonna work.
Are you still hung up on that?
And Emma, I hope you're ready to score second on our midterms because I'm not about to lose to you again. But don't even think about giving those exams any less than your very best. I intend to best you when you're in top form.
You will?
And as for you, Fee, I've been wanting to say this for a long time now. Sleeping in class is an affront to our education. You need to start treating classes more seriously. Listen, take proper notes, raise your hand now and then. And stop covering your ears when I'm talking to you.
I can't hear you.
Even with those big bunny ears.
Anyway, we've got a lot to do, so how about we get to it?
Right.
Eustace temporarily left the party. So far it's been a brilliant episode. Really daring scenes and growth for a lot of the characters, but that good boy comment from Fee, brilliant. Not all nobles are the same. There are even low-ranking nobles like myself who own no land whatsoever. I do own a small business in Heimdall, but there's hardly any difference between myself and a common merchant. Truth be told, the nobles here in Bareahard are a bit too dazzling for me. The nobles here in Bareahard are a bit too dazzling for me. I can totally agree with that one. I wish you all luck with today's tasks. We shall be sure to notify you should Lord Eustace get in contact. So, feel free to set out without concern. Alright. I wish you all the luck today as well. If there's anything that I can do to help you, please do not hesitate to ask. Excuse me, we came to ask you for some more details on the monster that we've been asked to exterminate. Ah, certainly. Allow me to tell you what I know. The monster is situated on the North Cruzen Highway and was first spotted by the Provincial Army. Their report described it as resembling a large carnivorous plant. Neat. That sounds rather terrifying. Does it really matter what kind of monster it is? We just need to hurry up and exterminate it. Incidentally, you'll find it on top of a stone bridge on the highway, which can be reached by heading straight out of town. Please, do be careful. I will definitely be careful. I mean, I know exactly where it is. It's near the fishing spot there. Lord Eustace was called back home, wasn't he? It's common knowledge that things are rather difficult between him and his family, particularly due to the fact that his mother wasn't from a noble background. Lord Eustace happens to be in a rather difficult situation in regards to his family. This strife seems to pain Lord Rufus's heart as well. Well, then I do hope that at one point they do tend to make up with each other. That would be very nice. Prince Olafert happens to be popular within Heimdall lately. He's very popular with me as well. He wasn't all that widely known at first thanks to his mother being a commoner, but he started appearing in the news more often as of late, always up to something interesting. I can't help out but look up to him. Oh, is this another Olivier in the making? Well, that necessarily doesn't need to be a bad thing. If he picks the qualities he wants to copy, right? Alright. Well, we have an entire town that needs to be talked over. because all the people are now on another morning and probably whole different conversations they want to have with me in the process. And of course, along the way, we'll find ourselves in the restaurant, trying to open up the optional quest as well, but I'm gonna save that for the next time. And of course, after we talk to everyone next time, we'll head out and get the ingredients he needs. And I'm hoping that that will lead us to the sewer system of Bareahard. Because I've heard someone talking into my ear saying that there might be some proper fishing spots there, so I definitely want to check that out. But that's going to be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and be back next time as we're going to explore Bareahard once more for its people. See you then. Bye bye.